Okay, another trade explanation on the Nasdaq. We apply the same rules. We start off with our 20-day, we note the high, and we note the most recent low, which was in this area. Just going to replay price action of today. So we have this most recent low, and first of all, we identify the liquidity, the closest liquidity to where price is currently at. So we have this order block, and then we have this imbalance set out here as well. That all this big move broke structure towards the downside. So we can see we have that, but then also we have price creating liquidity below this low as well. So this is another indication that we have liquidity pool below this low as well. But what we can also see is potentially that this is a leg on the 1 hour on the lower time frames, which had its pullback, and we could potentially see then a continuation down from this area. We'll look at that now on the lower time frames. But first of all, we just look at a few more things, because that's basically what we need to look at right now. If we continue down, we can look at a 40-day look back. Nothing in the 40 days really adds up, except that this low is the low, which then could be the liquidity low in the 40 days. And then the 60-day look back, we have this low over here, but we also have the imbalance in this pocket right there. But we don't need to be too concerned about that just yet, because we're not looking that far back. We're just looking at this area. So let's jump to the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we can see that this is then our pullback, our next leg. This is the high, this is the low. So we can place our tool on this section, the low and the high. And we can note that price has already filled the imbalance above. There's the imbalance, we filled it, and the part that's above the 50%, and then tap into something in this region that's probably something on the lower time frames. Yes, so on the lower time frames we have this order block, and price has been tapping into it and respecting it. From a liquidity point of view, this is valid, because when we see price tapping into an order block, we want to see it tap into an order block via liquidity. So if we have liquidity, we're going to see price push in and then break structure. So if this is our liquidity, we want to see that being swept as it taps the order block, and then the structure break towards the downside, followed then by a return up higher towards the origin order block, and then the move down lower towards the liquidity. So that is the primarily plan and setup that we're looking for. So with regards to Nasdaq, we want to look at, I think it's 330 or 430. We want to look at the Nasdaq open and see how price reacts around that time. So first of all, we noticed all these structure breaks, the structure break, and this structure break. They're all major structure breaks towards the downside, which gives us then that confluence to take the short in the session that we're trading. So the session has started. We mark out the most recent order block, which is this candle where everything started from. We just make this a different color, and then that is then where we want to see price react from to push down lower. Even if we didn't get the initial entry, price is bound to come back again. Stop loss just above the highs, and then take profit at that low for where the liquidity is resting below this area. So you can just see how this then unfolded on the lower time frames. We had a push down, and then price came back up again, and then a little bit up again, and then ultimately push towards the downside to reach target for 8.7 risk to reward. So we followed all the steps, and we looked at our key ingredients what the things that we're looking for. An impulse leg, price reaching 50% above the 50%, tapping into imbalance or a block. You can see on the 15-minute we have this level. We have this level over here, imbalance and the order block above a previous high. So that's all in there as well. And then price reaching for it, rejecting off of it, pushing towards the downside, breaking this structure, giving us that confirmation that we can now be looking for shorts as we see the price come up into the last order block that has initiated the big push, and we see price continue down towards the liquidity set out for us. So that is then how we could have traded the Nasdaq on this day. All right, guys. See you in the next trade explanation.